Here we are, tax season is over, and we are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to focus intently on attracting and winning the business of who? Your dream clients. And I know I have a couple of dream clients on this live, so I just want to say shout out to all of you who are willing to work with us. It's a pleasure. And I want to share with you a little bit of the process, a little bit of the tool known as Reddit that can help you to, one, maybe generate some opportunities. We'll talk a little bit about that. Reddit is not the best for that. I'll explain why in a minute. But for market research and understanding pain points and knowing what they're currently using and currently doing, Reddit is a gold mine of free information that can inform your marketing strategy. You want efficiency, spend less time and less money attracting and winning of the business of your dream clients. You need relevancy. You want relevancy, you have to know their problems so you can deliver a message that resonates to solve those problems. Keep it simple, ladies and gentlemen. They got a problem, you got a solution. Let's go figure out what those problems are. And so Reddit is one of the best ways to do that. However, I promised you before we got started here, I promised you that I discovered today actually, discovered a new way to save you money. For those of you who are using Zoom and running webinars, I was paying an extra like $40 or $60 a month or something like this to run webinars on Zoom. However, I only was doing that so that I could use the Facebook Live feature to be able to run these Free Tool Fridays. That's the only reason I was doing it. You can run live streams through meetings now. And that's way cheaper, way cheaper. So anyway, if you want to save some money, if you're on the webinar plan, you don't need to spend that money. Let's dive into Reddit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you the ins and outs of this platform. All right. So just confirm for me that you guys can see my screen here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just walk you through the basics of the way this platform works. If you want to create an account, you can do so. One of the major things that makes Reddit special or unique is the fact that it's anonymous. All the posting is anonymous. Now you could choose to out yourself and pick you could use your name as your Reddit handle, as your Reddit username, but most people like the anonymity that comes along with this particular message board. So point is if you create an account, you'll have some additional features and functionality that come along with it, okay? So when it's just plain vanilla like this, though, without logging in, you can still get a lot out of it, and allow me to kind of show you the way that works. So, all right. So when you first come into Reddit, it's going to be maybe a little bit overwhelming, but essentially it's a giant message board. But what we want to do is understand that the vast majority of things you're probably are not going to care about. It's going to be a lot of pop culture. It's going to be a lot of kind of like internal things like Ask Reddit, where it's like you just ask a question and then everybody comes in and talks about the, whatever fictional character deaths that they can't get over, things like that. There's obviously some ads on here. There's some weird other things on Reddit. And so it's a social media platform. But what we want to do is we want to start to understand that if we create, I'm actually going to just create a quick sign up so I can show you a little bit about this particular, let's see. Create this. Let's see if I can just have the Dream Firm's username while I'm at it. And create an account. Gotta love this. Where are all the cars? I think that's a car, that's a car, that's a car. Verify. All right, I'm clearly not a robot, and we'll go from here. Okay, so now it's gonna say, okay, well, what are some of the things that you're interested in, right? And I'm just going to just not pick anything right now. Actually, let me just go to business, and I'll just pick some of those. Do they not even have a business section anymore? That would be silly. DIY, entertainment, that's bizarre. They literally don't have a business section anymore. Okay, so we'll just pick tech real quick, and I'll just say, okay, I want to go with gadgets, right? Some cool gadgets, something like that, and I'll just go ahead and hit finished. All right, so let me create my account. It didn't even need me to verify my email address. Cool. Okay, got it. And so, got it. can I get back to the old version of Reddit? Because this is okay, visit old Reddit. So I'm going to go back to the old Reddit because they've got this whole new version of Reddit. I don't really like it. I don't know how to use it as well. So I'm just going to go to the older version of Reddit. This is what I am most comfortable with, okay, in terms of an interface. So let's say, for instance, that you want to work with, I don't know, let's say you want to work with like trade professionals or something to that. And so you might say, well, you know, a tradesman, they would be focused on maybe woodworking, right? So let me search for woodworking. And it's like, oh, interesting. So there are 2 million people, 2 million members who are part of r/woodworking. That's interesting. So what you could do is you could say, oh, I'm going to join this one, right? Maybe even wood carving, right? That might be more hobbyist. They might be hobbyists, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. We might say, well, what are some other things that they might do? Well, they might also do like iron work. Is there something like related to iron work? Or let's see. What about like iron, like smelting? Is that something that people do? Melt casting? Okay, let me go back to woodworking because this is a little bit better. Because what you can do is you can look at woodworking. And when you look at woodworking, you'll be able to come down on the right-hand side here, and usually they'll have other recommended subreddits that they partner with. Doesn't look like it's the case for this particular one. So let me go to one that I know has a subreddit dedicated that has a couple of other ones. Now, entrepreneur is broad. It's maybe not necessarily a dedicated niche specific one, but I just want to use this from the standpoint that we can look at this one. So related subreddits, right? And so what you can do here is that once you're in this particular space, right? Once you're in this area, you can go through and you can find a bunch of other subreddits that will allow you to quickly and easily find all of the relevant areas, the hubs of communication for your particular niche. So needless to say, for me, I would be paying close attention to what's going in r/accounting, r/bookkeeping. And then if we wanted to maybe see a little bit else, like a lot of people want to say, well, I want to work with like coaches, consultants, or service providers. So maybe people who do digital nomad, you might say, well, I'm looking to work with expats and people that are bouncing all around the world. And that's one of the things that I want to do. So you'll be able to come in here and start to look for where your tribe is spending their time and the questions that they're asking. So now I'm in digital nomad, right? r/digital nomad. And you'll see that the way that this is structured is that there's a bunch of posts, okay? And they're going to tell you about what they're talking about, right? So there'll be some joke stuff. There'll be talks about like where there are the cheapest Wi-Fi and blah, 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 and all sorts of different things. Now, over here, there are resources, tax rates by countries, tax for self-employed by country. So even if you're trying to say, I want to get more into this space of the digital nomads and the people who are traveling around and I want to do their taxes or I want to help them when they get ready to scale. Well, if you were to take a look at these two things, right? List of countries by tax rate, the best places to calculate this. Look at this. Someone already built this. Man, this is a fantastic resource. This is something that you could easily share and say, hey, this is something that I found online that I think might be useful for my digital nomad clients. So my point is like there are so many amazing little resources and little things that you can pick up by just being willing to look around on what this website has to offer. And it might feel like a little kind of overwhelming, right? Like I know that like there are certain elements of this that I know are tough. But one of the other things that's cool to do is that if you could search inside of just digital nomad, right? Just search for tax inside of digital nomad, right? And let's see what comes up. See if anything comes up at all. Okay. At risk of paying 50% income tax on global income, best countries for tax residency for setup, naive, blah, 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 right? So these are good things to be like, well, what are the problems that my digital nomads, this particular segment of the market that I'm looking to work with, what are their concerns, right? Well, what are the best countries? This has 113 comments. I'm originally from Denmark, Georgia, Bulgaria, Cyprus. You might say, well, they're not American. And I say, okay, well, that may not be necessarily a thread that you want to read, but what you come in here is you get unbiased opinions on what is going on. And there's a voting system that will allow us to know which people are resonating with certain answers. Like, it's literally telling you what is the most popular response. So when you're trying to figure out what your message should be for your market, and you use this as a way to understand what is a popular response to very commonly asked questions, you just increased your ability to answer a question with the best answer possible, basically like that. So you can curate your feed, right? So if I'm saying, okay, I'm looking at digital nomad. Okay, I'm going to join this one. I'm going to maybe look at these related subreddits, and maybe I really want to understand more about like camera guidance or career. Oh, that's not camera guidance. You might say like, well, what about photography, right? Maybe that's something else I want to be able to like use as a niche or whatever. And you'll go through and you'll pick all of these different things that are related to your industry, and you'll follow and pay attention to what they're doing. And then when you come to your home, your little home icon here, you see I've got wood carving here, right? So I'm able to see what's going on. I've got woodworking, wood carving, right? Digital nomad. So I've curated my feed. So it will only feed me things related to my industry, right? So you could even go to something like ClickFunnels. You could look at the ClickFunnels subreddit and be like, well, all the people that are in ClickFunnels, maybe I should join that one. You could maybe go to and say, the options are literally limited by just your imagination. Okay, guys. So Reddit is meant to just be the option for you to curate a feed, a business feed. You can have a personal one too, where you follow like politics or, video games or whatever it is you want to do. But what I use it for, and what I teach people to use it for, is you create a specific feed that you can go to and read that will tell you just the current status of what is cool, what is happening, what are the major problems inside of your market, and unapologetically, just like brutally honest. And if you want feedback for like, I'm getting ready to launch this or offer this, what do you think? Would you be willing to invest and pay for this? Why or why not, right? Does this solve a problem that this industry is currently facing? Be careful, right? Like when you create a post, I like to refer to Reddit as a hornet's nest full of, let's just say, not the nicest people in the world. You can kick it and they'll come out and they'll sting you. But generally speaking, if you are there to help people, it can be a really cool and really fun community. But even just from a lurker perspective, where it's like you don't engage or participate at all, just study what people are saying and like what's going on and the trends that are developing in your market, and it will just shorten the time it takes to be able to create a message that speaks to your dream clients, because you just did all the market research ahead of time for free. And then you continue to improve your market research because you check it once a week. I check mine once a day. And I just say, what's going on right now? What are the major things that are happening in the space? Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Pretty short, sweet, and to the point. Reddit's a free tool. You can use it to collect fantastic market data. Be advised though, it can be a pretty addicting social media platform. It's got a lot to offer because there's just a wide range of things that goes on that platform. But I recommend use it as a business tool. If you keep it as a business tool, it will do wonders for you. So that being said, hashtag FTF in the comment section below. Congratulations to each and every single one of you for completing yet another tax season. Take this weekend, recharge, relax, and then bring the heat on Monday. Attract and win those business of your dream clients. And remember this, right? Remember, what is it again? What? Only you can make your dream firm a reality, but I'm here to help you every single step of the way. I'll talk to you all next week, and have a fantastic weekend. Get the rest you deserve and enjoy some time with your families. See you all later. Have a great, great weekend.